The truth is finally out. Two families, one love story, and a blessing that changes everything. But behind this quiet approval lies an emotional journey the world never saw coming. Their story didn't begin with fireworks. It began with silence, soft, hesitant, almost fragile. A chance meeting on a filming set. Two rising stars, both exhausted from chasing dreams too big for their age. No one watching them that day knew that destiny had just moved a single step closer. On camera, their chemistry felt natural. Off camera, it felt inevitable. Every shared smile seemed too genuine. Every glance too unguarded. Fans noticed it first. Those tiny, almost invisible moments that only the most observant hearts could catch. A hand placed a second too long. A laugh that wasn't in the script. A warmth that couldn't be faked. But while the world replayed these fragments over and over again, the truth was growing quietly. A bond forming away from microphones and flashing lights. Not grand, not loud, but steady. Like two people learning how to breathe in the same rhythm. Yet fame is never gentle. Their every move became a headline. Every silence became speculation. They had no space to grow naturally, no room for mistakes. Still, they held on. Not by declaring anything to the world, but by choosing each other again and again in the private corners of their lives. And in that silent choosing, their journey began to bloom. But love, especially for people in the spotlight, must pass tests that ordinary hearts never face. Criticism rose like a storm. Rumors twisted like thorny vines, pressing against their quiet world. Every smile was overanalyzed, every shared moment dissected. Yet through the pressure, they didn't break. They adapted. They spoke less but felt more. Their eyes became the language only they understood. Their small acts of care became the anchor in the chaos. Xiao Zhan brought light, a kind warmth that smoothed the harsh edges of fame. The way he listened, the way he comforted, the way he created calm, even in crowded rooms. Wang Yibo brought strength, a quiet, steady presence that stood firm behind every challenge. Cold to some, mysterious to many, but deeply sincere to those who truly knew him. Together, they found balance. Cold and warm, quiet and gentle. Two halves that didn't complete each other, but strengthened one another. Fans felt it, not through declarations, but through the silent language of two people who understood each other too deeply. Still, one final barrier remained. A barrier even stronger than public opinion. Their families. Approval from the world meant nothing if the homes they returned to were filled with uncertainty. And so began the most delicate chapter of their journey, introducing their truth to the people who raised them. Xiao Zhan went first. He spoke not with grand confessions, but with everyday stories. Stories of kindness, stories of dedication, stories of a man who cared not because the world was watching, but because it was simply who he was. Little by little, those small stories opened a door that had once been closed. His family saw sincerity, the kind that could not be crafted or rehearsed. Meanwhile, Wang Yibo's family watched quietly, protective, careful. They knew how heavy the world could be on his shoulders. They had seen him carry expectations too big for a single heart. But when they saw how Xiao Zhan softened him, how he smiled more openly, how he breathed easier, their hesitation began to melt. Approval didn't come from pressure. It didn't come from fan noise. It came from witnessing happiness. Raw, undeniable, and gentle. And then, that day arrived. A quiet room. Varum dea. Two families meeting without cameras. Without tension. Without masks. Just truth. Just sincerity. Just love quietly asking to be accepted. And acceptance came. Not with dramatic speeches, but with soft nods, warm eyes, and a shared understanding that this bond was real. It was a moment too pure for the world to see. A moment that didn't need confetti, or announcements, or applause. Just two people standing in the center, finally embraced by the families who mattered most. When whispers of that meeting reached the public, fans reacted like a wave of emotion. Tears, joy, disbelief, and celebration. Social media lit up with fan art, edits, and heartfelt messages that grew like flowers across the timeline. For many, this wasn't just a celebrity story. It was a reminder that real love survives storms, that patience wins, that sincerity speaks louder than noise. And for the first time in a long time, their future looked lighter, freer, filled with possibilities that once felt too fragile to dream about. Their journey isn't over. It isn't even close. But today marks a new beginning, one blessed not by the world, but by the people who matter the most in their lives. This blessing is not an ending. It is an invitation to breathe, to walk forward without fear, to build days that are gentler and nights that are calmer. Their love grew in silence. It survived storms, and now it stands in the open air, stronger than ever. For everyone who has followed their story, for everyone who believed even when the world doubted, this moment is a reminder. Love does not need a shout to be real. It needs only to endure. And as they step into this new chapter, we watch from afar, not demanding, not intruding, but supporting with quiet hearts, in hopes that their tomorrow will be filled with more laughter than tears, more understanding than fear, and more love than the world ever expected. If this story touched you, stay with it a little longer. Let it remind you that sincerity still matters, and that somewhere out there, every love that is patient will one day be blessed too.